everybody, and welcome to a car edition of Ron Live. And we are in the car because we are currently headed to a very important place. And I just wanted to come live and remind you all what's going on tomorrow and to talk about sort of the events that have transpired in the last few days, because it's been interesting. And I wanted to share that with you all so you all knew what was going on. I guess, I don't know, first thing is, how's the audio? Give me a 5x5. 5x5. Give me a 5x5 if the audio is good. Let me make sure I know the audio is good. Y'all hit that like button. Did y'all come in here? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let people know that you care about this. So hit that like button, say 5x5, comment on this sucker. Everybody saying 5x5. Hello, everybody. You got others in the car. You got Sean driving. You got Lee in the back. Look, y'all haven't seen Lee in a while. Yeah. Look, it's Lee. So we are headed to Lexington, Mississippi. Now, if you have not been watching the channel lately, hey, thanks so much for the $5. We really appreciate that. Goes into the kitty turds covering our expenses for what we got going on. And look, now I got my glasses on and I can read your comments too. I want to give a shout out and thank me Gizmo. Okay, me be Gizmo. Was Gizmo the one from the Gremlins? Was that Gizmo? That was Gizmo. So we are headed to Lexington, Mississippi. If you've not been watching, I went down to Lexington, Mississippi to work on a documentary and got myself into a sticky situation I didn't intend on getting myself in, because I thought I was just going to be covering kind of stuff that had already happened and did not expect to get into my own confrontation with government. I really wanted to work on a historical civil rights / Justice Department, comparing the old to the new, kind of documentary, and I was not trying to interject myself into the story. But I always record, as you all know, and you all have seen the video now, where I was arrested by Edward Scott Walters of the Lexington Police Department. And I urge you to watch the video we released a few days ago if you've not seen what he did. I also urge you to go to Lackluster's channel and Google or search on YouTube Lexington, Mississippi Lackluster, and I urge you to watch his video about another person that was arrested there in Lexington, Mississippi for filming the police. It was the same cop that arrested me. I wish I had seen it in advance. All of that said, we have, and I announced this, we have a gathering, a demonstration is what I called it, planned for tomorrow. Thank you so much, Hector, for the $2.99. The plan is tomorrow 9 a.m. at the old in City Square Lexington, Mississippi courthouse. There in the center. I'm sorry, it's a Holmes County courthouse. There in the center of Lexington. Now that courthouse is not operational. They're still redoing the inside. But that is in the center of Lexington, in the town, and where I was arrested was right across the street. The city buildings are not far from there. There's a lot of stuff that we can get there, and it's a great centralized gathering place. And quite frankly, photographically, it's going to look awesome for the documentary that we're working on. So, 9 a.m., Holmes County Courthouse, Lexington, Mississippi. If you are in the area, if you're in Lexington, I don't care where you are. If you want to come on. I'm going to talk about where's Grande. Everybody's asking about where's Grande. Not a fifth wheel, but a 30-foot camper. Yeah, that's what's behind us. Sean's driving and towing it. So Grande is on his way. I got to call him after I'm going to call him after I speak to you all. I'm going to call Grande and check on what Grande's progress is. But Grande had plans to stop other places on the way, so I'm not exactly sure when Grande's rolling into town. Grande does Grande things, and you never know when his Johnson's going to need to go into another building. So there you go. So I got an interesting text and call earlier The call was from, and I'll just show you here. Oh shoot! Don't call him.
Oh, no.
Don't call him. I didn't mean to give you his number. I'll read it to you. It says, "Good morning. This is Lacaris Oliver with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. I would like to speak to you about the protest that you have planned for the Lexington, Mississippi area on October 14th through the 16th. So I reached out. And it gives his number, and I didn't read that part. I reached out to him and had a conversation and explained to him, as my press release did, what it is we intend to do. And as I laid out, and I've laid out many times before, fundamentally, the right to record the police and government officials during the course and performance of their duties is a decided issue, and every circuit court that's ever brought it up has found in favor of the public's right to record. All of them. And fundamentally, that ability lets people show the world how police and government officials are behaving themselves. So the fact that recording in Lexington, Mississippi seems to be an issue, and they've just been found to have done all of these terrible things by the Justice Department, what I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to go into every publicly accessible area of every public building, and I'm going to demonstrate the right to record there in a pleasant, nice manner. Just as I was trying to do, I wasn't even trying to do that, but just as I was doing when they called the police on me at the Justice Court clerk's office, trying to get some records on how many fines are outstanding. That's what I'm going to go do. And I'm going to go to the Holmes County Sheriff's Department, and I'm going to get a list of everybody that's in there and what they're held for and what their bail is. And I'm going to then come to you guys and see if we can raise enough money to get any of them bailed out if they're in there for something stupid. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. I emailed this plan to the Holmes County everybody. Every supervisor that I could find the email address for, everybody that I sent it to every press outlet. I said, this is what my plan is. It's not a secret. People are always like, you shouldn't tell people what your plan is. Well, first of all, sometimes that's correct. Sometimes you want to hit people by surprise, and I absolutely am down for that. But sometimes you want to announce what you're going to do so people can plot and conspire against you and do stupid things. The example of that would be go watch the live in Pawhuska the other day where they knew I was coming to a meeting and they conspired together to decide that they were going to interrupt speaking and have the police escort me out. They had an opportunity to get legal advice, I don't know, do a little bit of Google research and figure out that they were about to make a huge mistake, but instead, with the pre-notice that they got, they conspired to do something that was going to be violative of my constitutional rights. So sometimes you got to let stupid people have time to plan and plot stupid things, and it's a strategic decision that we make on when we announce something and when we don't. It's not on it's never on accident. I don't say something about what a plan is on accident. Even if I say oops afterwards, I'm sorry. I've been doing professional speech and debate my entire daggum life, it seems. I'm not going to mess that up. I want people to know. And look, they're all freaked out that we're going to have some kind of protest and close down the street. When I called them, this is funny, and I got it. Don't worry, you'll get to see it. I called him and I said to him, so I called the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation guy back. They're very concerned because they got a murder trial going on. They're very concerned that I was going to interrupt that. And I said, I've never intentionally interrupted a trial before, especially a murder trial. I got arrested in one by Holmes, but I just walked into the door. So, that's a whole other story. But somebody keeps asking, where is Grande Johnson? Grande's coming. He's on his way.
He's en route. He's
en route. So anyway, when I called the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation guy back, I told him, he said, what's your plans or your protest? And I said, well, look, I looked at the map and there's like this Highway 12 merges into Highway 17 right there. And I was like, what I thought we would do is we would just stretch across that and we would sit down and have us a nice picnic lunch. He did not think that was funny. He did not think that was funny at all. I had to explain to them that I was completely kidding. We're not going to do a picnic lunch. It's going to be more like a brunch, followed by a late lupper. It's not just one meal. We're going to do multiple meals. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to block streets or do something that's an arrestable offense. We're not. I'm into civil disobedience and lawful disobedience. Thank you so much, Robert Snell. Really appreciate that. Fuel money. And Semper Fi had given us some fuel money.
Thank you.
And we've gotten some PayPal donations. PayPal link is in the comments somewhere. We really appreciate that. I cannot tell you how much. We're able to save some money by pulling that thing and staying in that. And Grande's going to be staying with us, so we're able to save money by not having to have an Airbnb or a hotel, because quite frankly I can't keep funding any of that stuff. And so we're being economical as best we can. It does eat the diesel alive. We get 8 miles to the gallon pulling that sucker, so you do trade a little bit, but getting 4 or 5 people in there. We've got some other people who are meeting us at the campground we're staying at. They're coming from Pueblo, Colorado. It's going to be amazing. And if you are in the area, I urge you, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Lexington, Mississippi, Holmes County Courthouse. Join us with your camera. That's all you need. Leave anything else. Leave any sharp apple cutters or leave it at home. Leave all that stuff at home. We are a peaceful, kind bunch that want to do nothing but record our government officials, hopefully not violating our civil rights. That's what we're after. That's what we're looking for. With that said, let's see. I got so many. Let me just tell you. We're going to the crossroads where a famous blues musician supposedly sold his soul to the devil to learn how to play the guitar. We're going to check that out. We're going to go to Money, Mississippi, which is where Emmett Till had an unfortunate encounter with a woman at the grocery store and ultimately cost Emmett Till his life. We're going to go out to the barn. It's privately owned, but the barn where Emmett Till was tortured and murdered is owned privately, which something's not right about the civil rights movement and those things not being like better preserved. Like, go to Medgar Evers' house in Jackson, Mississippi. So where Medgar Evers was killed by Byron Della Beckwith in Mississippi, in Jackson, his home is there, and it's owned by like one of the colleges or something, but there's nothing like documenting really what happened. There's no tours there. It's pathetic. And I don't know what we need to do to change that, but the fact that the place that Emmett Till was tortured and murdered most likely is in private hands, I don't know why. That just kind of bugs me for some reason. But anyway, we're going to go see it. We're going to go to Neshoba County, which is where Cheney, Schwerner, and Goodman were murdered and buried under the levee. I've got some interviews set up there. We're going to go see Fannie Lou Hamer's home. We're going to go check that out. I'm not sure if Emmett Till's uncle was a guy named Mose Wright. And we're going to go see if we can't check out. I'm not sure if Mose Wright's house is still standing or if it didn't get firebombed. I think it might have gotten firebombed. But what's funny is Mose Wright stood up against the Klan and all that stuff in the area. And there's some great video of him just being defiant. He's a cool dude. So if you've never seen that, Google Mose Wright, M-O-S-E W-R-I-G-H-T. He was Emmett Till's uncle, and there's a great video of him talking on the porch that you should check out. Hey Abrams, hey Josh, accountability for all in the house. Y'all say hello to Josh. Good to see you, my bud. Good to see you. I miss you. I hate that you're not going to be down here, but we understand the 2-month-old and all of that stuff. But it's good to see you. By the way, it's our understanding that our Walter's video might be on a couple other channels coming up, like Lackluster, maybe Civil Rights Attorney, and we sent another little video to a Civil Rights Attorney. So we're getting the message out, folks, and we're gonna keep fighting. And I've been more reinvigorated lately since that last video that Lee did. Really, like, that's the kind of we can make amazing things that are above and beyond anything else anybody is producing. And it's not. I just like to strive for the best. No, it's not ego. It's not to be better than somebody else. It's just because, like, I want to see how good we can get. And we're having a blast doing this. Having an absolute blast doing this. Anyway, Lee, interrupt your father and say that the reason I stopped you today.
Saw that. That's the reason I stopped you today.
That's the reason I stopped you today. Strip club tour. We're not going. There's no strip clubs in Lexington, Mississippi. By the way, funny fact: the mayor of Lexington, Mississippi, and Lexington, Mississippi has a population that is 83%. I think it's 83%. It's somewhere between 78 and 83% black. The mayor of Lexington is this white woman who has been arrested for assault a couple of times, for one of which she was gotten into an altercation with another city employee, and they were pushing each other. I read the news report last night. That's freaking hilarious. That's the mayor of Lexington. I also learned that, see, there was a sheriff, not a sheriff, there was a chief in Lexington, Mississippi before the current chief, and he was this white guy. And there was a recording of him. His name was Dobbins. His last name was Dobbins. And there's a recording of Dobbins using the N-word repetitively, talking about shooting this one N-word 113 times, killing a whole bunch of people in the course of the line of duty, like 13 people or something like that. This is all Dobbins, and he gets caught on an audio recording by another officer of the Lexington Police Department. Now, there's 5 people on the Board of Aldermen in Lexington, Mississippi, okay? 5. 4 of them are black, 1 of them is white. Now, out of logic, this guy's saying the N-word, talking about killing people, doing all this stuff. Out of logic, you would say that the vote to terminate him would be what, guys? What would y'all say? Logic. 5-0. Yeah. Terminate the guy, right? 5-0 is what it should be. But okay, let's say we're in Lexington, Mississippi. We got 4 blacks, 1 white. What's another option that we could have? 4-1, right? The 1 white person votes to not fire the white police chief that they clearly wanted there, because the white mayor hired him and brought him in. So that's another option, 4-1. I could see that, right? What you wouldn't expect was a vote that was 3-2, but that's how the vote went. So 1 black alderman went with the white alderman, and from the reports, there was a 2nd black alderman that was supposed to vote with that group to keep Dobbins. Which is the white sheriff or white police chief that was, doing all these abusive things and saying, he got caught saying all that stuff. The alderman who was supposed to vote to keep him, who changed his mind and voted to get rid of him at that meeting, he lost his job at the funeral home the next day. White-owned funeral home.
Very important question by Josh Abrams.
What?
How does a dentist find a toothache in a prison?
How does a dentist find a toothache in a prison? I don't know. A cavity search. Okay, a cavity search. Oh, Josh.
You have to make sure.
Josh. Okay, I like that. That one's a little more sophomoric from him than I would expect. Like, that's not as witty a humor as I have grown accustomed to, Mr. Abrams. I'm more like, when you come up off the cuff with Dead Zeppelin, right? If you've not seen that video of Dead Zeppelin, Dead Zeppelin. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that that's the A+ wittiness of Josh Abrams. That maybe the 2-month-old is making you more of having to have those dad jokes like unqualified immunity said.
Here's a question for Abrams: if a deaf person goes to court, is it still called a hearing?
Well, that's funny. So anyway, back to the seriousness of Lexington for a second. That man who was fired from his job, who's an alderman, apparently there was a whole bunch of backlash and they've hired him back. But I have questions of that funeral home who thought it was a good idea to fire him in the first place. It's somebody said hearing impaired. I like that. That's good. That's good. I'd qualify immunity said that. Hearing impaired or an impaired hearing.
Either one.
I was thinking you'd call it a signing.
A signing?
A signing.
Oh, okay. Instead of a hearing, a signing?
Yeah, because they're basically just signing up for jail.
I got you. Oh, or signing. Sign language. Yeah, I got you. Anyway, we're on our way to Lexington, Mississippi. We're staying at a campground outside of Holmes County. So that way, we're outside of, we have a place to retreat outside of Holmes County. The sheriff apparently is the one who contacted the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation about concerns about they called it a protest. I very clearly said demonstration of our right to record in publicly accessible areas of public buildings. And I said peaceful demonstration. And I explained that to him, that we come in peace because I don't want to leave with any extra pieces of holes in me from somebody like Officer Walters. And again, we've been playing phone tag with the Lexington chief. So I'm hoping he's calling me to say that Edward Scott Walton is Walters. Edward Scott Walters is no longer with the Lexington Police Department. And with this,
Should I show
the page, what it looks like. Oh yeah, let me. You want to show them what? What do you want to show them? Hey, we're going to show you. We found this Scott, the cops, Scott Walters. We found his Facebook page and his X page. It was it X or Instagram or what was it? TikTok. We found his TikTok and we found his Facebook page.
And I want to say he posts these every day, every single day. All right, there's one of these.
Every day.
First he posts a Bible quote for a quote he made himself.
Yes.
And then he posts one of these videos, and I'm going to show you the video first.
Here, I'll hold it up.
Silence. And only speak when it's time to say. Checkmate.
Edward.
Show them the one with the bed. Show them the one with the bed. Oh my God. Y'all have to see this. The one with the bed is freaking it's a thirst trap video. How about the OnlyFans page? You might have one. But it's always it's the Christian Bible quote, preachy, or a quote from himself where he literally signs it himself, like some quote he's come up with. And then he's got a Facebook page. Look, y'all can find it. Just look up Edward Scott Walters.
Lexington Facebook.
Lexington Facebook. Yes. And it looks like, let me just show you what it looks like. So you know. Because I can show you. Lee sent it to me. Let me find Lee's text to me. Showing me. Go here. Here you go. No, we don't know if he's still employed or not.
I'd assume so.
If you want to call, I would assume he's still employed. If you want to call the Lexington Police Department today and encourage them to fire him, yeah. But this is his Facebook page. And let me show you the thirst trap video.
I sleep like a baby. I never should lay.
Definitely getting demonetized.
I don't care.
There's something wrong with that guy.
He posts these
Every day. Every single
day he posts.
day.
Either a video or a quote, or both.
Yes. Every day. Y'all go check it out. And don't worry, I'm telling you so you can go do it now because we've already downloaded them all.
And we downloaded it.
Yeah, we got them all. We got them all. He's not Adam Savage from Mythbusters. No, he's not Adam Savage from Mythbusters. Although we do catch the resemblance. And yes, it's real. Time and execution, it's real. That is real. That is real. That is real. That's real stuff that you've got to go check out. I got to tell you, me and Lee watched him for 30 minutes laughing our ever-living butts
I was
off.
sitting outside scrolling through his Facebook, and let me just say, he has a TikTok, and it's even worse.
I reject your reality and substitute my own. Yes, his TikTok is even worse. Go check out the TikTok. That's, and again, if you want to let the Lexington Police Department know that they should get rid of him, let me give you that number. That number is 1-662-834-3508. You can screenshot that right there. That's the number. 662-834-3508. That's the Lexington Police Department. Now look, the chief has tried to call me back. We've been playing phone tags. Be nice, please. Just strongly encourage them to go ahead and take action to get rid of him now. Because look, if he's working, he's getting filmed the entire time we're there. Like, I mean, like Sean will be his new best shadow buddy.
I'll be his best friend.
Yeah, and like, we won't leave him alone, filming him everywhere he goes. It's over, Mr. Scott Walters, Edward Scott Walters. It's done. You're toast in the law enforcement profession. Go.
Didn't he rough you up?
That's the yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Roughed me up.
And violated my civil rights multiple times. I was detained. I was kicked out unlawfully. I was detained unlawfully, and then kind of released, and then lawfully detained again. And then I was assaulted and battered, and then I was kidnapped for momentarily. Yeah, but I'm going to offer, as I told you guys on the live the other day, I've offered to try to work with the Lexington Police Department to make it better. I don't want to sue them. I ain't in this. If I'm in this for that end result, and I'm not willing to trade change and progress for money I'm going to make in a lawsuit, I'm a freaking hypocrite, and I'm not a hypocrite. So, as I always say, if they will come to the table and with sense and do what they need to do to fix the situation, that's what I'm after. I'm after change, actual change, not change in my pocket. So that's the distinctual difference. He's only 57. Somebody said, yep. Y'all got to just go check out that page. Y'all got to check that out. But anyway, we're headed to Lexington. We're headed to Mississippi. We got a long trip ahead of us. We got a long week ahead of us, fighting for civil rights. Again, 9 a.m. The Holmes County Courthouse in the center of Lexington, Mississippi. Again, I'm aware it's closed. We will go to other places that are around the square, but it's a perfect and wonderful meeting place. And just think, we're gonna recreate the whole Hartman Turnbow and the 13 scene of going to Reddish to vote. That's what we're gonna go do. So we're gonna go Reddish. I'm not really gonna Reddish, but we're gonna go talk and gather about our rights to record in publicly accessible areas of public buildings, and then we're going to go around the Mississippi Delta exercising those rights. And if you know of a good barbecue place, if you know of anybody in the area, if you know whatever, if you want to buy us lunch, feel free to let us know where you think we should go eat and where you're going to buy us lunch. We like those kind of things. If you're a business in the area and you want us to come by, let us know. Again, we get a lot of invitations, and I love meeting small business owners and small restaurants across the country. It's an amazing thing to do. With that said, I think that's about it. We got anything else for now? Lee?
5.5 hours.
We got 5.5 hours of driving without stopping. Yeah, we do. That's what we got. So, all right, y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace out.